Why are you exhausted, even after a full night's sleep? For many, this isn't merely a rhetorical question, it describes a pervasive, debilitating reality. The modern world often demands relentless output, yet the fundamental need for rest remains. When sufficient sleep fails to resolve a persistent feeling of weariness, a deeper inquiry becomes necessary. This isn't about mere sleep deprivation, it's about a profound lack of vitality that impacts daily function and quality of life. The answer might be more complex than simply getting more sleep. Stay, the real answer is coming. Our investigation begins with Rhodiola rosea, often referred to as golden root. This resilient perennial plant thrives in the cold, high-altitude regions of Europe and Asia. For centuries, traditional medicinal systems in these regions have utilized Rhodiola to enhance physical and mental endurance, particularly in harsh environments. Modern scientific inquiry has turned its attention to this plant, seeking to understand its historical efficacy through rigorous, evidence-based methodologies. The initial findings present a compelling case for its potential in addressing fatigue and stress. Researchers propose that Rhodiola's benefits stem from its adaptogenic properties. An adaptogen is defined as a natural substance that helps the body adapt to stress and exert a normalizing effect on bodily processes. Specifically, compounds like rosavins and salidrosides, found within Rhodiola, are believed to modulate the body's stress response system, particularly the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis. This system plays a crucial role in regulating stress hormones like cortisol. By helping to balance this intricate system, Rhodiola may prevent the physiological overreactions that contribute to chronic fatigue. In the realm of fatigue, scientific literature suggests that Rhodiola rosea may offer significant relief. Several controlled studies have investigated its impact on various forms of fatigue, from general lassitude to more specific burnout conditions. Researchers often employ questionnaires and performance tests to gauge changes in energy levels, cognitive function, and perceived stress. The consensus emerging from these investigations points towards Rhodiola's capacity to reduce the feeling of exhaustion, improve concentration, and enhance overall work capacity, especially under stressful circumstances. This suggests a direct physiological intervention rather than a mere stimulant effect. Beyond simply reducing fatigue, Rhodiola rosea has garnered attention for its potential to support stress resilience. Chronic stress is a known precursor to persistent exhaustion, gradually depleting the body's resources. Scientific studies, including double-blind, placebo-controlled trials, have examined participants subjected to various stressors, such as academic exams or intense mental work. These studies indicate that those supplementing with Rhodiola often exhibit improved coping mechanisms, reduced anxiety, and a more stable mood. The plant appears to bolster the body's ability to withstand and recover from stress, thereby preventing the onset of fatigue before it takes root. When considering supplementation, typical dosages for Rhodiola rosea in clinical studies often range. For fatigue and stress reduction, research frequently uses doses of standardized extracts, particularly those containing specific ratios of rosavins and salidrosides. Common recommendations derived from these studies suggest a daily intake, usually divided into 2 doses. It's important to note that the efficacy can vary based on individual physiological responses and the specific formulation of the extract. Starting with a lower dose and gradually increasing it, while monitoring effects, is a common practice advised by experts in the field. As with any botanical supplement, understanding the safety profile of Rhodiola rosea is crucial. Clinical trials generally report Rhodiola to be well tolerated, with side effects being rare and mild, typically including dizziness or dry mouth. However, caution is advised for individuals with bipolar disorder, as some reports suggest it could potentially exacerbate manic symptoms. Furthermore, due to its interaction with the central nervous system, it may interact with certain medications, including antidepressants or blood pressure drugs. A thorough consultation with a healthcare professional before initiating supplementation is always recommended to ensure safety and appropriateness. Next in our investigation is ginseng, a name often synonymous with vitality and traditional medicine. Its reputation as an energizing tonic spans millennia, particularly in Asian cultures. Scientific inquiry into ginseng has accelerated in recent decades, aiming to validate these ancient claims. Preliminary studies have shown promise, suggesting ginseng may help combat fatigue and support cognitive function. Typical dosages vary widely depending on the type and concentration of the extract. We will delve deeper into the specifics of this revered root. When discussing ginseng, it's essential to distinguish between its primary forms. Panax ginseng, often referred to as Asian or Korean ginseng, is considered the true ginseng, holding the richest historical and scientific backing. It contains active compounds called ginsenosides, which researchers believe are responsible for its wide array of therapeutic effects. For centuries, traditional healers have prized Panax ginseng for its restorative properties, using it to enhance physical endurance, improve concentration, and mitigate the effects of aging. Its adaptogenic qualities are a key focus for modern scientific exploration. The anti-fatigue effects of Panax ginseng are a significant area of research. Studies suggest that ginsenosides may influence cellular energy production, particularly within mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells. By optimizing mitochondrial function, ginseng could enhance the body's ability to produce ATP, the primary energy currency of the cell. Furthermore, some investigations propose that ginseng helps to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which are implicated in the development of fatigue. This multifaceted approach to energy metabolism distinguishes ginseng from simple stimulants. Beyond physical energy, research has also explored ginseng's impact on cognitive fatigue. Mental exhaustion can be as debilitating as physical tiredness, impairing focus, memory, and overall mental clarity. Some clinical trials have indicated that ginseng supplementation may lead to improvements in cognitive performance, particularly in tasks requiring sustained attention and processing speed. This effect is thought to be mediated by its influence on neurotransmitter systems and its neuroprotective properties. For those experiencing mental fog alongside physical tiredness, ginseng presents a potential dual benefit. Determining an effective dosage for ginseng can be complex due to variations in species, preparation, and concentration of active ginsenosides. Most clinical studies on fatigue and cognitive enhancement have utilized standardized Panax ginseng extracts. Typical daily doses often range, but it's critical to look for products standardized to a certain percentage of ginsenosides. The form also matters, with red ginseng, steamed and dried Panax ginseng, sometimes showing different efficacy profiles than white ginseng. As always, following product-specific instructions and consulting a healthcare provider is prudent. While generally considered safe for most healthy adults, ginseng, like any potent botanical, can have side effects and interactions. The most commonly reported side effects include insomnia, headaches, and digestive upset, particularly at higher doses. It can also interact with certain medications, including blood thinners, blood pressure medications, and diabetes drugs, potentially altering their effects. Individuals with autoimmune conditions or those on immunosuppressants should exercise particular caution. Due diligence and medical advice are paramount before incorporating ginseng into a daily regimen. Our journey continues with Ashwagandha, a prominent herb in Ayurvedic medicine, India's traditional system of healing. Often translated as smell of the horse, referring to its unique scent and its traditional belief in bestowing the strength and vitality of a horse, ashwagandha is another powerful adaptogen. Modern science has begun to rigorously examine its ancient reputation for reducing stress and enhancing overall well-being. Early findings suggest it may significantly impact fatigue and stress. Typical dosages and studies focus on standardized root extracts, which we will explore further. Similar to Rhodiola and ginseng, ashwagandha is categorized as an adaptogen. Its primary mechanism of action is believed to be through its ability to help the body manage stress. The active compounds in ashwagandha, known as withanolides, are thought to interact with various stress pathways, including the HPA axis and neurochemical systems. By helping the body better cope with physical and psychological stressors, ashwagandha aims to prevent the chronic activation of stress responses that ultimately lead to fatigue and depletion. This makes it a compelling candidate for those struggling with stress-induced exhaustion. The most compelling evidence for ashwagandha's benefits lies in its documented ability to reduce stress and anxiety. Clinical trials, often double-blind and placebo-controlled, have consistently shown that ashwagandha supplementation can lead to a significant reduction in cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone. This reduction in physiological stress directly translates to improved energy levels and a decrease in self-reported fatigue. When the body is less burdened by chronic stress, its resources are freed up, allowing for greater vitality and resilience. This makes it particularly relevant for individuals experiencing burnout. Interestingly, ashwagandha's influence on fatigue may also be indirectly linked to its reported ability to improve sleep quality. While not a sedative, some studies suggest that by alleviating stress and anxiety, ashwagandha can create a more conducive environment for restful sleep. Improved sleep, in turn, is a foundational element in combating chronic fatigue. Researchers believe that certain compounds in ashwagandha may promote non-REM sleep, which is crucial for physical restoration. This synergistic effect, where stress reduction leads to better sleep and subsequently more energy, underscores its holistic potential. For ashwagandha, typical dosages found effective in clinical trials generally involve standardized root extracts. The efficacy is often linked to the concentration of withanolides. Many studies utilize doses taken daily, often divided, for a duration of several weeks to observe significant effects. It's crucial to select products that specify their withanolide content to ensure you are receiving a consistent and therapeutically relevant dose. As with other adaptogens, the full benefits may not be immediate and often require consistent supplementation over time. Patience and adherence to recommended dosages are key. Ashwagandha is generally considered safe for most people when taken for short to medium durations. However, side effects can include mild drowsiness, upset stomach, or diarrhea, particularly at higher doses. Individuals who are pregnant or breastfeeding should avoid ashwagandha due to insufficient safety data. It can also interact with medications such as sedatives, immunosuppressants, thyroid medications, and drugs for diabetes or high blood pressure. As with all powerful botanicals, consulting a healthcare professional is non-negotiable, especially for those with pre-existing conditions or who are on prescription medications. Our final plant, or rather, fungus, under scrutiny is Cordyceps. This unique medicinal mushroom has a long history in traditional Chinese medicine, where it was revered for its purported ability to boost energy, enhance stamina, and support overall health. Historically, it was reserved for emperors due to its rarity. Modern science has taken an interest in Cordyceps for its potential to combat fatigue, particularly in the context of physical performance and recovery. Researchers are now exploring its mechanisms and ideal dosages. Let's examine what the evidence suggests. Cordyceps is not a plant but a genus of parasitic fungi. The most well-known species, Cordyceps sinensis, traditionally grew on insect larvae in the high-altitude regions of Tibet and China. Today, most commercially available Cordyceps is cultivated in laboratories, ensuring sustainability and ethical sourcing. The primary bioactive compounds thought to be responsible for its effects include cordycepin, adenosine, and various polysaccharides. These compounds are believed to influence cellular energy production and oxygen utilization within the body, which directly impacts fatigue and endurance. The transition from rare wild harvest to controlled cultivation marks a significant shift in its accessibility. One of the most researched areas for Cordyceps relates to exercise performance and its potential to reduce exercise-induced fatigue. Studies, often involving athletes or individuals engaging in physical exertion, have investigated whether cordyceps supplementation can improve VO2 max, a measure of maximum oxygen uptake, and overall endurance. While some initial human studies have shown promising results, particularly in untrained individuals, demonstrating improvements in exercise capacity and reduced perceived exertion, more extensive research is still needed. The hypothesis is that by enhancing oxygen utilization, cordyceps allows the body to maintain higher energy output for longer. Beyond athletic contexts, some research suggests cordyceps may have more general anti-fatigue properties. Animal studies have indicated that cordyceps could increase the body's tolerance to stress and enhance recovery from physical exertion, potentially extending to non-exercise-related fatigue. The proposed mechanisms involve its role in modulating inflammation, improving antioxidant capacity, and supporting cellular energy pathways. For individuals experiencing persistent, nonspecific fatigue, these broader effects, while requiring more human clinical validation, offer an intriguing avenue for further investigation. It's about more than just a temporary boost. When considering cordyceps supplementation, the typical dosages in studies vary, but often fall within a range for general well-being and anti-fatigue effects. It's important to distinguish between different types of cordyceps, primarily C. sinensis, often cultivated as CS4 strain, and C. militaris. Both are used and studied, with C. militaris being more commonly cultivated and sometimes more potent in specific compounds like cordycepin. Products should ideally specify the species and, if possible, standardization to active compounds. Consistency in dosage over several weeks is generally recommended for observing potential benefits. Cordyceps is generally considered safe for most adults when used appropriately. Side effects are rare but can include mild stomach upset, nausea, or dry mouth. Due to its potential impact on blood sugar levels and immune function, individuals with diabetes or autoimmune conditions, or those on immunosuppressants, should consult their doctor. Similarly, pregnant or breastfeeding women are advised to avoid cordyceps due to a lack of sufficient safety research. Transparency from manufacturers regarding sourcing and purity is also crucial to avoid contaminants often found in less reputable products. It is critical to contextualize these botanicals within the broader understanding of fatigue. While Rhodiola, ginseng, ashwagandha, and cordyceps show promise in scientific studies, they are not a panacea. Persistent fatigue can be a symptom of underlying medical conditions, ranging from thyroid dysfunction and anemia to sleep disorders and chronic infections. Relying solely on supplements without addressing potential root causes could delay crucial diagnosis and treatment. Therefore, these plant-based interventions should be viewed as complementary strategies, not replacements for professional medical evaluation. Given the complexities of health and the potential interactions of these powerful botanicals, the advice to consult your doctor if fatigue persists is paramount. A qualified healthcare professional can help identify the true cause of your fatigue, assess your overall health, and advise on the appropriateness of incorporating these supplements into your routine. They can also monitor for potential side effects or interactions with any existing medications. This professional guidance ensures that any steps taken towards managing fatigue are safe, informed, and truly beneficial for your unique physiological needs. The efficacy and safety of any botanical supplement are highly dependent on its quality and sourcing. The market is saturated with products of varying purity and potency. When considering Rhodiola, ginseng, ashwagandha, or cordyceps, look for reputable brands that provide third-party testing for purity, potency, and absence of contaminants like heavy metals or pesticides. Standardized extracts, which guarantee a certain percentage of active compounds, offer a more reliable therapeutic dose than raw powders. Investing in quality ensures that you receive the benefits supported by science, without unnecessary risks. Finally, while these plants present exciting avenues for combating fatigue, they work best within a holistic approach to health. Consistent, quality sleep, a balanced and nutrient-rich diet, regular physical activity, and effective stress management techniques remain the pillars of sustainable energy. Integrating these botanicals can potentially enhance these foundational practices, providing an extra layer of support against the relentless tide of exhaustion. They are tools in a larger toolbox, not standalone solutions, aiming to restore balance and vitality when other measures fall short. The journey to understanding and overcoming chronic fatigue is complex, but science continues to illuminate new pathways. Rhodiola rosea, ginseng, ashwagandha, and cordyceps represent a compelling category of natural compounds, backed by growing scientific literature, that offer potential solutions for those seeking to reclaim their energy and resilience. Their adaptogenic properties and impact on stress response, cellular energy, and cognitive function suggest they can be powerful allies. Empowering yourself with knowledge and making informed choices, in consultation with medical professionals, is the first step towards a more energized existence. Real energy starts with real science. Try one today.